going to present about GM food, as everybody, but particularly we're going to talk about the merit of it. And we aim to cover two main points. First, April is going to talk about what farmers and consumers think about it. And then Clenio is going to talk about what company and governments is trying to do for it. And then Riko is going to try to answer if this new technology worth or not.
Mm-hmm.
So why the world need GM food? We need GM food because is it predicted in 2050 that the world's population is going to be over 9 billion. So that's a huge increasing. And moreover, the climate change is changing the pattern of crops, and this is a really drawback for farmers. So how to deal with the increased amount of population and all the climate change and the less land available to produce food? We need to increase the efficiency of these crops. So GM food could be an answer. So I'd like to ask April to talk about the farmers and the consumers.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. It's our firm opinion that GM food could potentially solve the shortage of food. And as Karen said, the researchers predict that the world population possibly reach at 9 million mark by 2050, and there would be increasing strains on food supplies. From the data and from our perspective, it's clear that GM food are able to increase the harvest of crops, and more food could be produced for growing world population. Moreover, it seems to farmers that GM food could conquer the harsh climates. For example, unexpected frost may destroy the sensitive seedlings, but however, the antifreeze genes could be introduced into the plants such as tomato and the potatoes. Therefore, farmers are able to get more benefits from it. But at the same time, some opponents argue that GM food could not do any benefit to the world for its possible hazards. As you can see on this map, so many countries all over the world are now having many controversial issues about the pattern of GM food. Nonetheless, we strongly believe that the pattern of GM food can improve consumers and farmers' life quality, and it's worth to be invested. Yeah. Now I'd like to ask Clenio to come and show our opinion about companies and the government.
Yeah. Thank you very much, April. Good morning, everyone. I will talk about the view of the companies about this issue. And we always see the farmers complaining about the prices of the seeds and everything. But let's look for the side of the companies. It's very expensive to develop GM food, GM seeds. The companies have to afford for high technology labs. They have to pay well-graduated scientists, and in most of the cases, they don't make, big discoveries to recover all this investment. And this process take many years, and after the GMC is developed, they had to do a lot of tests of it to be sure that it's safe to use these GM products. And this take more time, and the time that they could be selling these seeds.
Time is money.
Yeah, And besides the companies, we have the government, who has an important role in this issue. That is, the government applies a lot of taxes in the whole, in many stages in the whole process, and is the money, is the government the main company who make these secret tests, and the only organ that can allow the selling of it. So the government, by doing this, the government delay the whole process even more and make it more expensive. So I will present a case that is the case that happens in Peru. That is, the company developed GM seeds, and to grow these plants, you have to use the fertilizers also produced for the same company who developed these seeds. So this is why maybe the company has to do things like that, because it's very expensive, and maybe the government should give more endorsements to this companies to make it cheaper. Now, Riko will conclude if the merit is positive or negative.
You just have to move over this way.
Okay, so
can't
hello
see.
everybody, I'm going to conclude everything that they have presented. So in our presentation, I think we have shown you several different aspects of GM food from different perspectives, of concern, certain different kinds of groups of people like farmers, consumers, companies, and government, and everyone. And as you have already noticed, very wide range of people are involved. Maybe as a consumers, you guys are involved in this issue too. And no matter if they're aware of the fact they're involved or not, they all have their own pros and cons within this issue. So in short, farmers, consumers, and companies are all required to be capable of understanding other interested parties' opinions. And since this issue of GM food is now very global, now a really global issue, that must be treated with very careful concern. So to sum up, we still believe that GM food has a high potential of replacing many sorts of food that we need to survive. This period of dry, harsh climate drastically changing every year, and as long as government and all people involved in this industry make the movements to involve all the issues, improve all the issues and the whole system itself of GM food, it must be really worth it to keep investing money for companies and the government. So although we're not still really sure about the danger or the other issues of GM food, it is still an indispensable invention we can rely on in our future. That's all. Thank you.